Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer Magazine, reporting to you from the annual Nut Growers Society winter meeting in Oregon. It's been a great day here, and I'm with Vaughn Walton from Oregon State University. He does a lot of great extension work regarding hazelnut IPM. So you've been doing a lot of research in brown marmorated stink bug particularly, which has become a bigger pest problem for hazelnut growers, and you just discovered another reason why pest damage is increasing. Can you tell us about it?
So one of our students had been looking at the younger life stages, the nymphal life stages, and how they survive. And what we're finding is that these younger life stages are able to survive maybe 10 times higher than the adults on these new varieties. And the main reason for that is the thicker nutshell on the old varieties, the thinner nutshell thickness on the new varieties. And that gives the insect populations a chance to develop much higher populations, cause more damage. Something to be aware of. Be out in your orchards, be aware of those nymphs on the nuts during the earlier portion of the season, starting in May into June. And if you're finding those, I think it's a good idea to look at treating for those as well.
You had some samples you showed today showing the damage that they cause in the nuts, and it's really not detectable, when they harvest them and send them to the processor, right? So this is a real quality concern.
It's a big quality issue. You cannot see the damage on the nut on the kernel when it's inside the shell. Totally indistinguishable. We're finding damage levels anything between 10 and 30%. Major issue in Europe, in Turkey, because they have really much thinner nutshells. Problem with the damage is that as soon as you roast the nut, the flavor is off, reducing the quality of those nuts. But impossible to see whether those nuts have been damaged or not. You have to crack the nut, you have to take the kernel out, cut the kernel in half to see that damage. So a really difficult issue to identify during the harvest period.
Well, I think all the more important now that we take this pest, brown marmorated stink bug, a lot more serious, because there's not much you can do, after the fact, and that damage is something that we can't afford to have sending out to consumers. You mentioned that getting ahead of this pest early in the game. What tools do we have so far to manage this pest?
So at the moment, people are mostly using pyrethroids. We're looking at using attract and kill. We've identified an attractant that you can mix with a toxicant. You can spray attract and kill during the season, even during harvest, maybe with drones. We've had some really good results last year. This is one way of dealing with it. We're also using more efficient traps, vibrational traps. We talked about that in the past. But I think that in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll start looking a lot more at attract and kill with drones.
Well, thank you, Vaughn. This is going to be an extra big problem, I think, for our new hazelnut varieties that are going into production that don't have that thick shell, that defense against this pest. And it's not like those new varieties are going away. This is here to stay. So we really ought to take a closer look into finding new ways to manage this pest. And we're grateful to have you on board doing that at Oregon State University. And growers just need to be more aware that this is a problem that's here to stay. So read more about these things in Pacific Nut Producer Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, PacificNutProducer.com.